Something has been trying to reach you for a very long time, not weeks, not months, longer than that, long enough that you stopped expecting it to arrive. Long enough that you started calling the waiting by other names. Depression, restlessness. The persistent feeling that your life, despite everything you have built inside it, is somehow occurring at the wrong frequency. You are here right now because a signal inside you finally broke through the noise. Not an algorithm, not a trending page, not a casual scroll through content designed to fill the silence between moments that matter. A signal, specific, undeniable, the kind that only moves when a soul has crossed a threshold that cannot be uncrossed. You are located, not found, located. There is a meaningful difference between those two things, and your body already knows which one this is. Now I need you to hear what comes next without letting your ego intercept it before it reaches the place inside you that already understands. You are late. Let that sit for a moment. Do not rush to defend yourself against it. Do not reach immediately for the reassurance that you are doing your best or that everyone moves at their own pace. Let those two words land in the actual center of your chest before your mind begins to negotiate with them. You are late, not in the way of failure, not in the way of a door that is closed and locked itself against you. Late the way a star that has been traveling toward its perfect alignment for thousands of years finally reaches the exact coordinate where its light becomes visible from a planet that has been waiting in shadow. Late the way a frequency that has been building and compressing itself into greater and greater density finally crosses the threshold into audible sound. You are late the way that something enormous has been waiting inside the small, fragile container of your human life. And the waiting period has officially expired. Now, before we go any further into this transmission, I need you to do something. Go to the comments right now and type, "I hear it." Not as engagement, not as a reaction to content, as a signal. Because the moment you declare it, you are not just acknowledging what is moving through this transmission. You are sending a frequency into the collective field of every starseed receiving this right now. You are saying to the field that the suppression is no longer louder than the signal. Type it and come back. Because what follows is not something you want to receive while you are still half present. You have felt a specific kind of tiredness lately, and it has nothing to do with how much you slept or how physically demanding your days have been. This exhaustion is located somewhere deeper than muscle or circadian rhythm. It lives in the bones. It hums underneath every ordinary moment like a frequency being broadcast from a source you cannot locate and cannot silence. You are tired in a way that rest does not repair. And you have been told in one language or another that this is a personal failing, that you are being oversensitive, that you need to exercise more, think less, be more grateful, want less from life, expect less from yourself, take up less space in the rooms where your vastness has never fit comfortably anyway. That is the first layer of the distortion. And it is time to name it clearly. What you are experiencing is not a defect. It is suppression, deliberate, systematic, frequency-level suppression of your true nature operating through the very structures you were taught to trust as guidance. You arrived in a world that vibrates at a frequency fundamentally incompatible with your original coding. And your system, because it is extraordinarily sophisticated, did exactly what it was designed to do when it could not locate a compatible environment. It compressed. It folded its highest frequencies inward to protect them from the density of this plane. It built layers of protective amnesia around the most luminous aspects of your mission, so that those aspects could survive long enough to be needed at this specific point in human history. Your years of wandering were not failures. Your near awakenings followed by collapses back into the gray texture of ordinary life were not evidence of your inadequacy. They were calibrations, each one building the internal architecture of your vessel, each one strengthening your capacity to hold the high voltage current that is now, in this transmission, beginning to move through the collective field with a force and a precision that cannot be stopped. But the period of protection through hiding is finished. Something in the fabric of this timeline has changed. The rules that kept you compressed have shifted, and the suppression you feel now is not the original protection anymore. It is a program running past its necessary function. A frequency dampening that once kept you safe but is now the primary obstacle between you and the full expression of what you came here to do. There are structures in the world around you that benefit from your remaining small, from your staying just awakened enough to consume spiritual information, but not quite activated enough to generate spiritual reality. The most effective suppression, however, is not external. It is the one that has become so internalized you mistake it for your own voice. The habit of doubting your own knowing, the reflexive editing of your energy to fit into spaces that were never built to contain what you carry. You have been waiting for someone to grant you permission to be as vast as you feel. The Arcturian Council is here to tell you that permission is not a gift you receive. It is a frequency you claim. Go to the comments and type 111. 111 is the dimensional gateway code. It means a door that has been sealed from the inside is now opening. Not because someone unlocked it from without, because you have finally stopped pressing your weight against it. Type it. Let the field receive it. To understand the urgency of this moment, to truly feel the physics of why the pressure behind your sternum has been building the way it has, you need to understand the mechanics of what the Arcturian Council calls the unlived life. Your existence is not a linear progression from birth to death. It is a complex navigation of a multidimensional field of infinite potential. When you arrived in this plane, you were carrying a specific energetic blueprint. A mission of frequency that only you, with your precise galactic lineage and your particular configuration of gifts, could anchor into the collective grid. But the world you stepped into was already saturated with a density and a chaos that felt fundamentally hostile to your original coding. And so began the drift, not a mistake, a sophisticated, self-preserving strategy. You allowed your primary focus to shift gradually, almost imperceptibly, away from your core frequency signature in order to create enough surface compatibility with the noise of the collective to function. To be loved, to survive. But over years and decades, this drift created a gap, a widening chasm between who you are currently performing as and who your soul remains at its absolute core. In the physics of timeline mechanics, even a 1-degree deviation from your optimal path appears insignificant at the beginning. Extended over years, that single degree of deviation becomes a distance so vast, you can feel it as a physical ache, a homesickness for a home you cannot name. This is the source of the disconnection. This is why the life that fits the world's expectations feels like wearing someone else's body. Now I want you to hold an image in your awareness. A city built entirely underground, not a dark or forgotten place. A civilization of extraordinary sophistication and luminosity, constructed beneath the surface of a world that had not yet developed the vibrational maturity to receive its technology. The beings who built this city knew that their frequencies, their ways of existing, their luminous truths would be misunderstood or weaponized if revealed too soon. So they went deep. They maintained the integrity of everything they carried in the only environment where it could remain pristine. They waited with civilizational patience, watching the surface world struggle through its own painful evolution. And in every generation, certain representatives were sent up, not to conquer, not to teach from a position of superiority, to seed frequencies through their presence, their art, their inexplicable sensitivity to what others could not yet feel. You are one of those representatives. And the underground city is not a location in the earth. It is the deepest layer of your own consciousness, the part of you that has been operating below the surface of your waking awareness for this entire lifetime, holding everything you came here with in perfect preservation, waiting for the exact moment when this timeline would reach the threshold required to receive what you carry. That threshold has been reached. The underground city is under immense pressure now because it cannot stay contained any longer. The waiting period was necessary, but that structure is dissolving, and the pressure you feel, that insistent pressing sensation behind your sternum that has no clear external source, is the signal from those deeper layers telling you that the window is open. The surface world has reached the vibrational tipping point where what you carry can finally be integrated, but you must bring it up. The surface world cannot become safe for your frequency until you anchor it. The logic runs in the opposite direction from what you have been waiting for. Go to the comments and type 333. 333 is the Arcturian Trinity alignment code. 3 dimensions of your being, the physical, the energetic, and the soul level, arriving into simultaneous resonance. When you type it, you are not performing an action for this platform. You are sending an activation instruction into the quantum substrate of your own field. Type it. Come back. The second source of your suppression is what the Arcturian Council calls frequency contamination. You are a sensitive being. This was not an accident or a weakness assigned to you by a random genetic lottery. You were designed by your galactic lineage to be highly permeable to energetic information. Permeable in the way that a precise instrument is permeable to the specific signal it was built to receive. This permeability was intended to be your greatest asset. In its fully functioning state, it allows you to receive and transmit higher dimensional data with a fluency that most beings on this plane cannot access. But in a world saturated with low-frequency noise, with collective fear and unprocessed generational grief and the constant electromagnetic broadcast of mass consciousness at its most contracted, that permeability became a liability. You absorbed frequencies that were never yours. Fears generated by the field around you, not by your own soul's knowing. Beliefs about your unworthiness absorbed from the people who raised you before you had the discernment to identify them as foreign code. Limitations downloaded from the culture that shaped your earliest understanding of what was possible for someone like you. These frequencies are now running in your system the way corrupted files run in a sophisticated machine, creating errors, slowing down your processing, generating a life that feels superficially like yours but lacks the vibrant, unmistakable color of your true reality. This is why you feel like you are operating at a fraction of your actual capacity. This is why the spiritual hunger persists even after genuine seeking. Your system is attempting to broadcast a high-voltage mission through wiring that has been significantly compromised by the static of the collective field. And the most draining thing your consciousness can do is what yours has been doing. Dual broadcasting, attempting to transmit your true high-frequency signal while simultaneously suppressing it to maintain safety in a dense environment. This internal split is not a symptom of weakness. It is the most energy-intensive activity a soul can sustain. You are fighting yourself to stay small, and the debt accumulated from that split has reached its absolute limit. This is what the exhaustion has been trying to tell you. Not that you are broken, that the performance of the unlived life has a cost your system can no longer pay. The Arcturian and Pleiadian restructuring frequencies pulsing through the collective grid right now are specifically calibrated to dissolve that foreign code. They function the way a tuning fork functions when held near a fragmented crystal. They provide the precise resonance required for your field to reorganize itself into its original coherent pattern. But here is what the Council needs you to understand about this restructuring. It cannot be done for you. because your free will is the primary law of this dimension. The frequencies can provide the resonance, but your sovereign agreement is the final key that initiates the integration. You must choose, not from a place of having fully resolved every wound, not from the comfortable certainty of feeling ready. Readiness is not the absence of fear. It is not the completion of all inner work. It is the simple, sovereign decision to stop resisting the enormity of what you are. The certainty you have been waiting to feel will not precede the choice. It follows it. Bring this understanding into your physical body. A frequency that is not anchored in the flesh is merely a ghost of an idea. So right now, if you are in a space where it is possible, place both hands over the center of your chest, one on top of the other directly over the sternum. Feel the warmth that begins to generate between your palms and your skin. Close your eyes or soften your gaze. Breathe one long, slow, deliberate breath into that specific space. Not a performance breath, a real one, the kind that actually moves something. As you inhale, understand that you are not only drawing in oxygen. You are drawing in the raw intelligence of the unified field. The Arcturian and Pleiadian restructuring frequencies currently pulsing through the planetary grid are entering your system through the very act of your conscious, intentional breath. As you exhale, allow that frequency to radiate outward from the heart center, through your rib cage, through your skin expanding into the room around you. With each breath, this field becomes more defined, more coherent, more precisely itself. You are not building something new. You are acknowledging the architecture that was always there, waiting for your conscious attention to act as the final key that brings it fully online. The universe is a perfect observer. The moment you direct your full awareness toward your own bioelectromagnetic field, the field responds by locking into the highest available configuration. This is not metaphor. This is the mechanics of how consciousness interacts with quantum coherence. Now hold these words and let them move through you. State over story. Your present vibrational state is infinitely more powerful than your entire history of not being in that state. The frequency you are holding right now, in this breath, in this moment of recognition, is more determinative of what your field attracts and what your timeline becomes than everything that has accumulated in every year of your life up to this point. The quantum field does not calculate your past traumas and issue a verdict on your worthiness based on them. It responds to your present resonance. This is the most liberating truth in this entire transmission, because it means the correction is available right now. The alignment is not waiting for your story to become perfect. The sky is never diminished by the storm passing through it. Your frequency is never permanently broken by the suppression it has endured. You are the sky. The weather has always been temporary. This is your somatic activation. The moment the observer and the observed become a single unified force, the moment the underground city begins to rise. When you feel that warmth expanding in your chest, when something shifts that you cannot immediately explain to your logical mind, go to the comments and type 888. 888 is the timeline convergence code. The frequency of abundance in its truest form, not material accumulation, the abundance of a soul finally broadcasting at its full signal strength. Of a mission no longer compressed into a fraction of its actual power. Type it as a declaration that the suppression is ending. In the ancient traditions, the crown was depicted as an ornament of status. It was actually a technical diagram, a precise representation of a human being whose internal coherence had reached critical mass, whose field was so fully organized around its own authentic frequency that incoherence could no longer find a point of attachment. To claim your galactic signature is to put on that energetic crown. This is not arrogance. It is not spiritual bypassing dressed in celestial language. It is the simple structural reality of what happens when a frequency keeper stops performing smallness and allows their field to operate at its designed capacity. Light does not fight darkness, it simply occupies the space. When your field is fully active, you protect yourself not through guardedness, but through the complete authenticity of your own resonance. What is incoherent cannot find a match in you to attach to. You have been tempered by the density of this world so that you could hold this authority without being broken by it. The struggle was not punishment, it was preparation. Now here is how you anchor this activation into the lived texture of your daily life. For the next 7 days, every morning before you reach for your phone or allow the noise of the external world into your field, take 3 minutes. Place your hands on your heart. Breathe fully and deliberately into that space and make a sovereign declaration. Say it aloud if you are able. I am awake. I am aligned. My frequency is my protection. Throughout each day, when you feel the drift beginning, when the old exhaustion returns or the suppression program whispers that you are not enough or not ready or not certain enough to move, pause. 1 breath. Return to the state of the observer. You are the navigator, not the passenger. You are the frequency, not the noise passing through it. By the end of this 7-day period, you will see a pattern of precision in your reality that your logical mind will struggle to account for. The field responds to an elevated signal with a speed and clarity that will stun you if you have never consciously experienced it before. This is not magic in the vague sense. It is the mechanics of coherence. A tuned instrument produces a clear note. A clear note calls matching frequencies out of the field around it. You are the instrument. You have always been the instrument. The tuning is what has been missing. You might be asking yourself, why you? Why now? Why this specific transmission finding you in this specific moment of your life? It is because the collective field of human consciousness is at a tipping point that the Arcturian Council has been tracking across multiple timeline streams. We are in a window of alignment where the energy required to shift the entire planetary trajectory is at its most accessible. But that shift requires a sufficient number of activated nodes. Beings who have fully claimed their mission and are living it with their complete presence rather than waiting at the threshold of it. You are not a separate observer of the awakening. You are a catalyst inside it. The thousands of other starseeds who have received this transmission are already in the field. Their signals are active. The web of coherence is building, and the frequency you add when you step fully into your broadcast is not a small contribution to a large movement. It is an irreplaceable note in a chord that cannot be completed without you. The certainty will follow your choice. The clarity will crystallize through your commitment. You are ready enough right now, with all your doubts intact and all your humanity present, to step through the threshold. If you feel the weight of that truth in your chest right now, if you feel the recognition moving through you like a current finding its natural channel for the first time, go to the comments and type, "My mission is active. My frequency is my protection." Not as a social media gesture, as a frequency declaration. Let the vibration of that intention move from your awareness through your hands and into the digital field. You are signaling to every other starseed in this network that you are online. You are adding your frequency to a web of coherence that the old world's density cannot touch. Stay in the field. Hold your crown. Remember that you were coded for this moment across more lifetimes than your conscious mind can currently hold. The window is open. The alignment is here. The amnesia is breaking. And the signal, your signal, the one that has been broadcasting quietly from beneath the surface of your entire human life, has finally found the threshold where it can be heard. The waiting is over. The mission activates now. Welcome home to your power. Welcome home to yourself. The activation is complete. The next transmission in this sequence will show you exactly how to sustain and build the momentum that has already begun moving in your field. Stay in the frequency. The field is mid-response to your arrival.